radio into the forwards. Man, prop. We've had a few people who have had the jersey on. If we include off the interchange bench with AFB, Mitch Barnett, Tohu Harris, Jazz Tavanga, Maratini Okorea, Bunty Afoa Tomale, Zion Ma'u, Jackson Ford. And then in Cup we have Tanner Stower Smith, Tony Tuponua, I'm sure you'd say that better, Toby Crosby, Harry Durbin, and Christian Tuipoloto Valle. I can hear you saying that guy's name in my head. How did I go?
Oh yeah, I think it might be Raymond Tuipolotu Vea, but
Is
yeah,
it? Okay, apologies, yeah.
Free TV, yeah. But yeah, bro, what a list that is. Holy heck.
Um, it was interesting last week seeing Mitch stay onto an edge, starting on an edge rather than going back into prop. But imagine he doesn't start an Origin this week and comes back into the squad. How does your front row look as far as props go?
Yeah, I'd go straight back to Mitchie in the engine room, play him in the number 10 jersey alongside Adam. Really,
So you're not dropping him to the bench like some of the crazies on Facebook.
Geez, some people want to get rid of him altogether. I'm like, bro, this guy's been one of our best players throughout the year. Let's not get crazy here. But yeah, those two boys back in there, I'd love to see that.
But unfortunately, in this weird scenario of the world, that they're both injured. Who do you start with?
Ooh, well, you'd have to probably start with Bunty. He played really well against the Dolphins.
He did.
He did sort of his regular Bunty role, but he added a bit of extra hydroxycene onto it as well, bro. Like he got stuck in. So I think he'd be.
Brody, have you seen him on the TikTok? That
Who's that,
Bulldog
sorry?
supporter, Hectic Fred.
No.
Oh, fuck, he's crazy, bro. But he loves Bunty. Fucking Bunty's on! Oh, fucking give it to Bunty! Oh, back fence! Oh, bro, he's a high player.
Bless him.
He's the Hectic. Yeah, so we're going for Bunty and.
Bunty and probably. I'd probably go maybe Tohu Harris if there's other two around.
I'd be leaning to it. The only thing with Tohu I find is neither him nor Bunty get post-contact meters.
True.
So I wonder maybe Niokore and Bunty starting and then moving Tohu in after Bunty comes off. And I'm not really sure, Jazz and Tomale are more bench guys. So yeah, that said though, who would have thought we would beat a top 4 team without AFB? That's the thing. Last season we thought if we lost SJ, we're screwed. Just yep. SJ. Or if we lost Egan, we're screwed. Or if we lost Tohu, we're screwed. Or if we lost AFB, we're screwed. Hold on, let's lose them all and still win. Yeah. So, yeah, I think the bench option's a real interesting one for me going forward. Assuming Mitch and AFB are both available and they start against the Cowboys, then who your bench middles are. Because you guess if he's fit, Walker's in 14 and Chanel is 17. So who are the two you're going with between them?
Probably Jazz and Nukuri.
Yeah, me too.
That's a bench. That's a bench, boy.
Tough on Bunty and Ali, but Jazz can play 70 odd minutes if he has to. The meters and the tackles, the energy, and Niokore being able to play middle and edge. That's fierce coming off the bench. Walker, Jazz, Niokore. What's your take on Zion getting the one shot but hasn't been brought back in yet?
Very young. He's very young still in prop standards. So, we obviously liked what we saw from him. And maybe it might just be a matter of just going to Cup and just, consistently putting those kind of performances out and just really hammering home the point that, I'm the dog, I'm the alpha That's in years to come, I'm going to be leading this pack. So probably just maybe like an apprenticeship kind of thing for Zion. But he's got he's got it all written all over him that he can be the leader of the pack, I think.
I feel like fans are often blinded by moments in games. We don't see Rocco Berry doing these length of the field runs or stepping five guys and diving over people. Similarly with Zion, he does those big things and he runs with a huge amount of energy and he knocks out a state of origin prop. But it's his ability, like you say, to see him dominate a pack in Cup. You don't see that he dominates moments, but he doesn't dominate a pack just yet. And I feel the question mark comes to he's on the bench, AFB and Mitch start. Maybe he's there with Tom Ale. Both those guys go out injured in the first 10 minutes. How does Zion go for having to play 70 minutes? I think he struggles.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's about growing into his body, growing into a first grade body, ease him in there. Is my logical explanation to those fans out there who are a little bit impatient. Would you concur?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, everyone's ready to fire him straight into there, and I'm just I'm not quite ready to just set him loose on the NRL world just yet.
Not with a fully fit Bunty, who we know gets through a power of work in the middle, and I think that in the defense side of things, his big body there is on defense is why he gets a start. That's why I like him starting rather than the bench if he is playing. And I think Tom Ale, his consistency has still got to get there a little bit. The gap between his best game and his best game is still quite broad. Outstanding the week before the Panthers. Against the Panthers, not so much. Against the Dolphins, outstanding again, which is why he doesn't quite get in ahead of me for Jazz. I just think Jazz's energy consistently. He changes games through his energy, whereas Tom Ale, you'll feel his presence when he comes in, but he's not turning a game quite yet. But I think we see the signs after that game again, like in the weekend. Spencer Leniu-ish, that we're just kind of waiting for him to really reach that potential, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I also, this is a bit out of left field, can I throw another name into the mix, the prop mix?
Yeah.
For further down the track.
Yeah.
And that guy is Jacob Laban. I feel like with his dimensions, he's another one that's gonna, I know he's been playing a lot of edge pretty much the whole time, but I feel like if he grows into that sort of frame of his, could be like a maybe a bigger version of Nukore even. I feel like longer term
he's got a lot of size on Nukore.
He's
got like 5 centimeters on him. Yeah, it's interesting you say that. I feel like he just needs to work a little bit on his running technique. He's a little bit upright. Mm-hmm. So he guys get up and underneath him a little bit easier, the better the smaller defenders. But we saw his aggression and ability to smash people and put in 36 tackles, which I don't hate. We also haven't touched on the Cup boys there we've got Tanner there. We've got Tony Tupanua, who's probably a similar sort of frame to what you're talking about there, and Jacob Laban. Toby Crosby, who I'll get excited about in a minute, Harry Durbin, and Tuipulotu Vaea, who's also very young. He played SG Ball this year, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now stepping up into the old flag.
What are you thinking of those? I do like Tupanua. He has an impact. He runs with a different kind of speed. He's a big lanky body, whereas you've got Tanner, who's like just that barrel. He's just driving straight through. So they're a good 1-2 punch. But if you're having to pick one of those guys to come up to play potentially a good 20 to 30 minutes through injuries in NRL, who are you starting with?
Oh, Tanner, 100%. I just love what he's doing, the things that you mentioned about what Zion needs to work on and just keep doing game after game. That's what Tanner is out there doing. He's a bit more subtle about what he does. He just goes about his work, head down, bum up kind of style. Not flashy, but man, he's got great post-contact meters, great leg drive on it.
When you
And
had
he's
legs
got
as big as that, bro.
yeah, bro.
Those
There's a trunks,
thighs,
bro.
they're like two of mine, man.
That's right. And he's got some sneaky sort of
Lost you there for a
got
minute.
some sneaky footwork on him as well,
There's
which
yeah,
which I really like.
sorry, I lost you there for a minute.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so yeah, so we've got Tanner there, but I watched a little bit of Harry Durbin. That sort of nothing jumped out to me. Tui Pelotovaya, I think he'll be, he's probably 4 years away, but he's a big body who seems to hold his own. But the man I'm most excited about, maybe I'm dreaming, and it's
Bring
it's
it. Bring it.
first year of rugby league. Ring the bell for Toby Crosby.
Oof. Bring it.
Man, if you haven't seen it, check out the highlight reel I posted. There's only one play that one of your calls of the year there, in your highlights I stole. Hope you don't mind. Had to screenshot that one. The try. Who was that against the Panthers? Where he went from halfway and ran through about 12 guys and scored in the corner.
Might have been the Roosters. Yeah. He beat like
Roosters,
100
yeah.
tacklers and yeah.
I
Oh,
couldn't even see who was on the other side of the field. So I was looking at this guy going, how the heck? So then I went and did the usual YouTube and found out he's an ex rugby player, St. Pat Silverstream in the Hurricane system. Started out as a 60 kg, absolutely beanpole centre when he was 14. And by the time he left high school, he's 108 kgs and playing number 8. But running probably, I would say, faster than Adi Savia in his prime. And seemingly the explosive power to go with it, but the ball skills, throwing passes, 25-meter passes at full speed to his right, so the weak hand, and hitting a winger on the button. Granted, that was in senior club rugby when he was an 18-year-old. Apparently, he kicks goals as well. Just to add to the fun, that boy is something we haven't seen in the NRL, maybe other than a Payne Haas, who was just so different than the other guys in this position. I have a feeling like, for me, I like him at lock because he's got those ball skills. I don't know. I haven't seen him play too much, but what are your thoughts on my man crush at the moment?
mate, that's a great comp between him and Payne Haas, because I am such a massive fan of Payne Haas as a generational talent.
Isn't he?
And when you compared Crosby to Payne, I was like, yeah, absolutely. Because you see, there are highlights videos around for a lot of guys, a lot of players. You go YouTube, check out highlights. Oh yeah, okay, he did a couple of good things. Toby Crosby has got a scary highlights package. That is
It's 30 minutes long, bro.
Oh, bro, and it's like, it's justified as well. You're like, holy shit, this guy has done some stuff, man. Like, and what I like about, probably the thing I like the most is that, sure, he's done things at club rugby level, and then he's done things at Hurricanes age grade level, and then he's done things at Warriors jersey flag level. And I'm like, bro, every level that he's gone to, he's just keep doing different sort of, different amazing sort of things. And like, yeah, I don't know. We need to lock him up in a contract, because he's got to be sticking around, man.
Isn't it? I can't think of any. Maybe Zion. I got similarly as excited about when I saw him burst onto the scene. I thought, man, this guy's going to be awesome for the Warriors, and I can imagine he'd be an influential player. But Ali Lautoa, I think that guy's got the potential to be one of the best centres in the comp, but I can't remember having a forward that's got me this excited since Ali Lautoa. I don't Ali. Ali Lauatiti, get it right. But probably more, even more than Ali, because of the overall. He's a back, but in a props body.
He's a massive unit, man, and he's young as well. Like, you see some of even the photos of him. It's like, holy moly, this guy's
Have you seen his gym Insta?
I haven't seen his gym Insta. I'm going to check that out after this.
I'll try and find it. His personal profile's private, so you've got to be accepted, which I luckily was. But he's got a public gym training profile. I think he's bench presses 200 kgs at 19.
Oh, wow. You mean you couldn't do that when you were 19, bro?
I couldn't bench press 200 kgs, bro. Yeah. So shit. Again, I don't. I'm looking through a highlights package, and the fact that the 2 tries I've seen him score. Did he score one in cup, or were they both in flag? But the one he scored
He's
last, was it last week?
yeah. Last week was what was last week? Last week was flag as well against the
Yeah, but
Storm.
he just literally bulldozed 5 middle forwards over the line, and he wasn't
Yeah.
running onto the ball.
Nope.
I mean, oh, yeah, check it out, guys. But I just getting back to it is, are we getting excited by the highlight reels, and are there things that there's the mental side of things, but I don't think you develop that body if you don't have the mental toughness. You watch him train, lock him up, lock him up,
Oh,
lock him up. Him and
100%.
Zion Mau is a 1-2 punch in 4 years' time when they're both in men's bodies. Hello.
Oh, look out. Oi, oi, oi.
Oh
Thunder
yeah,
and lightning. Oh,
yeah.
man.
So I think that answers our question as to who's the up and comer. Just depth chart wise, like I said, what I got there: 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 guys who have to. I mean, if you had to, you could put them in there. Probably, 10 of them at least NRL quality. I think our props are going okay, though. Um, there is still the argument. People will say, like, what happens with Jazz? By all accounts, he's been told he has to show durability. I feel like if he can stay on the field playing the way he is, you'd be silly not to get him at least for another 2 years.
Hmm.
I've heard Mitch Barnett say right from the beginning that it was always like a challenge for himself, and he hoped to finish his career in Newcastle. One more year next year. So it's that. Do we need to get one more experienced guy? But hopefully that's Maratas. But if you go back at the end of last year, I think that's what everyone's concern was, that who is that bench prop?
Mm.
I guess, is it Marata? Is it Jackson Ford? Um, we saw him play minutes. Did you see the bench rotation or the middle rotation last week?
Yeah.
It's floating
Oh, mate.
floating around on Twitter. It's like 12 combinations. All right. Anyway, back to reality, people. I did warn Gerard in advance I was going to get excited when we talked about Toby. Tobias, is it his actual name? And he's from Upper Hutt.
Correct.
Upper Hutt.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's a stream
Upper
boy. He
Hutt
went to
Hearty.
stream, I think.
Yeah. I'm an Upper Hutt man, ex-Upper Hutt, before they were Rams. It used to be the Rumataka Rams and the Upper Hutt team. They combined and became the Rams, but Upper Hutt.